Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, how are you? I hope you'll be fine. This is Think New Syllabus Mathematics, Book 2, and we have started chapter number 5, number patterns, and we have already completed question number 1 and 2, which is related to sequence, nth term, and position number. Now, in this question number 3, we have to find a formula for the general term of each of the following sequences. So, you are provided with a sequences. All you need to do is you just have to find out what is the formula that could be used to find out the nth term at any position, right? So if we talk about part A, we have the sequence 7, 13, 19, 25, 31. So to find out the formula, all we need to do is we just have to look for the first term, which is termed as T1, right? We need a T1, which is 7 over here. Then we need the common difference, which means 13 minus 7 is equals to 5. So the common difference between them is equals to 5, because this is the difference that is followed for every two terms. Like if you will add 6 into every term, sorry, it's not 5, it's 6. I'm so sorry. When you will add 6 into any of the term, the next term you are going to get by adding 6 into it, right? So this is the common difference, and this common difference prevails across all the terms in a linear sequence. Therefore, it is called a linear sequence, because within two terms, that is between every two terms, the difference would be the same. And then we have the formula that we are going to use. Tn is equals to T1 plus n minus 1 d. Okay. So since Tn means for any term, T1 is 7 plus n minus 1 d is equals to 6. Now we will apply distributive law 6n minus 6. So we can combine 7 minus 6, which is plus 1. So the formula for this would be 6n plus 1. Like Tn means the term, right? And n means the position number, right? N means the position number, and Tn means term at that position. You must understand the difference between the two. Why? Because if we talk about the sequence, 7, 13, 19, 25, and 31 are the Tn's, right? This is T1, this is T2, this is T3, this is T4. Like the values for Tn are given. T1 would be 7, T2 would be 13, T3 would be 19, and so on. But n in these situations are n is 1, n is 2, n is 3, n is 4, which means when n is equals to 1, then T1 is equals to 7. When n is equals to 2, T2 is equals to 13. When n is equals to 3, T3 would be 19. When n is equals to 4, T5 would be 25. So using this formula, we can find any nth term. Like if I need to find out if n is equals to 10, what would be T10, right? If n is equals to 10, what would be T10? So they are telling me the position number, and I am asking for the term at 10th position. So how can I find it out? I will simply apply the formula T10 is equals to 6 into 10. 6n means 6 into 10 plus 1, which means 6 tens are 60 plus 1 is equals to 61. So in this sequence, the term at 10th position would be 61. This is the concept behind finding the nth term, right? Okay, now let's move to part B. Part B says minus 4 is T1. The first term would always be T1. Then we have to find out the difference between the two terms. So you either can take any of the two terms, or you can take the second and the first term. So since we have to find a difference, so let's take minus 1 minus 4. These minus with minus 1 and 4 are the minus of their negativity. So it would be minus 1 plus 4 is equals to 3. So difference between every two term is plus 3. That is, we are adding 3 every time. Minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 3 is equals to 2. 2 plus 3 is equals to 5. 5 plus 3 is equals to 8. And now you can see every number coming after 1, minus 1 would be positive in this series, right? So we will apply the formula as Tn is equals to T1 is equals to minus 4 plus n minus 1, d is equals to 3. So when we will solve it, we will get plus 3n minus 3. Now we will combine minus 4 minus 3. So the answer would be 3n minus 7. It means the formula for this term would be Tn is equals to 3n minus 7. The next term is 60. So T1 is equals to 60. And the common difference is 67 minus 60, which is 7. So Tn is equals to 60 plus n minus 1, 7. That is 60 plus 7n minus 7, where 7n, 60 minus 7 is equals to 53. So the answer would be 7n plus 53. Right, students? Okay, after that, what we have to do? We have to find the nth term for the last one. That is 14. T1 is equals to 14 over here. And the common difference between them is 11 minus 14. Do not do 14 minus 11. Always remember, to find out the difference, you have to subtract the later term from the previous one, not the first term with the second term. So either you will do T2 minus T1 to find the difference, or T3 minus T2, or T4 minus T3. So whatever term you are taking to find the difference, you have to just take the term right before it. You cannot write it as T1 minus T2 or T2 minus T3, or even you cannot write it T3 minus T1. Okay, so these are all wrong. So what we have to do, we have to take the second term first and then the first term. 11 minus 14 is equals to minus 3. So here the common difference would be minus 3. Just keep this in mind that in this case, we are having a decline in the terms. So Tn is equals to 14 plus n minus 1 minus 3. Minus 3 is getting multiplied with n minus 1. So it would be 14 minus 3n plus 3. When we will multiply minus 3 with n, it becomes minus 3n. When we will multiply minus 3 with minus 1, minus minus cut, and the answer would be plus 3. So now what are we going to do? We will add 14 and 3. It becomes 17 minus 3n would be the answer. That is the formula for this term would be 17 minus 3n, not 3n minus 17. If you will write 3n minus 17, your answer would be considered wrong. Okay, now you can check for any term. Like if we look at the fifth term, it's 2. So if you put T2, we want to find out the value of T2. What we have to do, we have to place 2 in place of n. So it becomes 17 minus 6. Sorry, it's not 2 over here. N is equals to 5, right? Because it's the fifth term we are finding now. So n is equals to 2. The answer should come 2, okay? So 3 5s are 15. And when we will subtract 15 from 17, the answer would be 2. Hence proved that the formula that we have got is absolutely correct. Now let's move to question number 4, which says, consider the sequence 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35. Write down the next two terms of the sequence. To write down the next two terms, what we have to do, we just have to consider the difference between them. So the sequence, in this sequence, we can see that the numbers are increasing. 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35. So what we will do, we will simply subtract T1 from T2 and find the difference between them, which is 7. because if we add 7 into 7, we'll get 14. Similarly, 14 plus 7 is 21. So basically, we can see that all the numbers are multiples of 7 starting from 7 itself. So the next number would be 7 fives are 35. 7 6 are 42. So the next two terms would be 35 and 42. That's very simple. Now, in terms of n, we have to find out the formula for the nth term. So what are we going to do? We will write it down as Tn is equals to 7, the first term, plus n minus 1, again 7. Why? Because the common difference is 7 and the first term is 7 as well. So it becomes 7 minus 7 will cut each other, and the Tn would be 7n. It means for nth term to find, we just have to multiply the position number with the 7. Okay. And this rule applies for any of the term where the number starts from the one which has, which is the first one, and all the other numbers are its multiples. Like if we are writing the multiples of 3 starting from 3, so Tn would be 3n. If the numbers are starting from 4 and all the other numbers are its multiples, so the Tn would be 4n, and so on. Right? So in part 3, we have to find out 105th term. So it means in place of n, we will write 105, which means we are finding T105. The position number is 105. And what would be the term on this position? That's what we have to find. So for this, what we will do, we will simply multiply 105 with 7. So 7 5s are 35 and 7 1s are 7. So the answer would be 735. It means in this particular series, in this particular sequence, the term on 105th position would be 735. That's all. Now the next question, consider the sequence 10, 14, 18, 22, 26. We have to find out the next two terms. Again, we are going to do the same. That is, we are going to find out the common difference between them. And we can see that every time we are adding 4. 10 plus 4, 14, 14 plus 4, 18, 18 plus 4, 22, 22 plus 4, 26, 26 plus 4 equals 30. And 30 plus 4 is 34. So the next two terms would be 30 and 34. Next part says, find in terms of n, that is the formula. So it would be the first term is 10 plus n minus 1, 4. That is 10 plus 4n minus 4. So it would be 10 minus 4 is equals to 6. 4n plus 6 would be the formula for Tn. Right? That is, for any position number, what we have to do, we have to multiply it by 4 and add 6 into it to find out that particular term. Next, we have find the 200 term. So what we will do, we will simply write 200 in place of n. T200 means what would be the term on 200th position. So it would be 4 into 200 plus 6. 4 2s are 8. So it is 800 plus 6. And the answer to this would be 806. What does it mean? It means the term at 200th position would be 806. And that's all. So students, we have completed till question number 5. Inshallah, in the next video, we are going to solve a few more questions. Until then, take care. Do subscribe to my channel if you are new. And don't forget to share it with your friends. Allah Hafiz.